Good evening. Welcome to Green Night for the Bamberg County Board of Trustees meeting. I'm going to call this meeting to order. It's May 4th, 2026, and it's 6 o'clock. Good to see all y'all and you folks watching on TV. We're all green except for a couple of us. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance in a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. If we could pause for a moment of silence. Thank you. All right, next on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Board members, you got your agenda in your board packets and was able to review that prior to the meeting. What is the pleasure of the board in regards to the agenda?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we approve the agenda as presented for May 4th, 2026.
Thank you. We have a motion by Ms. Hurst. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Ms. Bamberg. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor of approving the agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, and the agenda is approved. Next is the approval of minutes for April 13th, 2026.
Okay, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we approve the minutes as presented for April 13th, 2026.
Thank you. We have a motion by Ms. Hurst. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Ms. Griffin. Any discussion? All those in favor of approval of the minutes for April 13th, 2026 signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And hearing none, the minutes are approved. All right, next on our agenda we have Miss Felicia Cuppleson. Miss Felicia is a Williston Elko graduate from my old high school. I had to say that, she'd get mad. And Felicia also was the board chairman for Williston 29 for several years. And Miss Felicia is with the United Way, and she's going to tell us all the wonderful things that the United Way does for Bamberg County as well as Allendale and Barnwell. And thank you so much, Miss Felicia, for coming tonight and speaking to us. And I'm going to give you the floor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Corder, and good afternoon. Thank you all for having me. As Mr. Corder shared, I have warrior title. I won't say I've sat in your seat because being in Williston is different from being in Blackville, from being in Bamberg, and from Denmark. And so I won't ever, I will say, insult your roles because every community is different. And so I want to make sure that I'm here to talk about things we're doing through United Way, things we need to do, and how we need your help in doing some of those things. Mr. Corder knows me more personally than some of you here, but I will tell you, and if you go and look online, it will probably stand true. I'm not going to tell you anything I don't mean, and I'm not going to say anything I don't mean or believe. And so anything in here, while it is not the gospel truth, because I'm not the great I am, it is going to be very factual and beneficial to the community. So I'm not going to sugarcoat the areas we need improvement, because the stuff that I'm here to talk about is serious stuff. So again, thank you for having me. The handouts were presented. And so one of the things is sitting in your roles before, I want to thank your district. I know a lot of times you get hard decisions. I want to thank your district for making the decision to have your students to participate in dual enrollment. When I was at Denmark Tech, I saw a lot of Bamberg County School students or scholars, as we would say back in Barnwell County, to graduate, and that means a lot. I know there's not always the easy decisions, but if you're going to take something off the table, I would not say that as the cost of attendance is steadily growing, and it was a beautiful thing to see and recognize kids from your district. So kudos to that.
Thank you.
Also, Mr. Porter said I was a Williston Elko graduate, but I'm a Blue Devil at heart. It took real determination not to come in here covered in Blue Devil gear, but since I'm not in that role. But I want to congratulate you on providing the resources that your athletics need to have championship teams. I've been to track meets and seen your girls. They could probably run at the Olympics. And Bamberg girls track team will likely win state again. I've seen your basketball team from Denmark compete and your football team from Bamberg. So kudos to you. Again, you didn't do the tackle or the miles, but it is you adequately funding and supporting those programs that allow them to be great. And coming from a Blue Devil, that's big congratulatory. It weighs a lot, if you know my heart. But kudos to you for that. In your principal's absence, I want to thank Dr. Simmons and Mr. Smith. We annually give away food, share Bamberg boxes at your schools. It is such a well-oiled machine. Let me step back. One thing I forgot to mention, except for a grant that we have for Hurricane Helene, I am the CE everything for United Way. And so anything I do comes from partnerships. I am not crazy enough to try to do 3 counties on my own, and so great partnerships exist. And I wanted to give Dr. Simmons and Mr. Smith and the assistant principal at Bamberg, because we've done it for several years, and so it's whoever's kind of free that day. When we give away food share Bamberg boxes to the community, I have never made it to Bamberg County to have to give them out. And I say that proudly because the ROTC students is such a well-oiled machine that when I get to Bamberg from all 3 counties, they're always gone. They have my pictures for me, and so I wanted to thank them personally. One, because you don't necessarily give them their raises, but you have phenomenal academic leaders and community leaders. And so when I need to get stuff done in Bamberg County, I go to the schools because it works. And so kudos to you for being a board and a leadership that is open to that. And I wanted to personally thank those 2 high school principals for what they do to help me to have United Way present in our community. So although I started with thanks, I am not a suck-up person or kids. I just wanted to make sure I started with what was truly on my heart for the partnerships here. We are going to talk about the Project Care Day I shared where we give away the boxes. Some of my history, again, school board, sitting in that seat, you know that your students or your families holistically, what you give them here and what they don't get here sometimes carry over into the community. So back in 2022, I took a position in 21. We had money, more than we normally have at our United Way, to help with housing projects. Mr. Porter was in Bamberg County at that time. And in taking this position, one of the things I said, we're going to help our districts. We're going to give the districts admin money. Just imagine that, unearmarked admin money to be able to help families find resources for their house. And so I'm starting with this because part of my job is to be a salesman for United Way also. So when I'm asking you for something, I wanted to know when I gave to the district also. But we were able to award back then $20,000 to Bamberg School District, and Mr. Washington was the social worker at the time. I'm not sure if he's still your district social worker or not, but it was able to help families locate money that was specifically allocated towards like mortgage or rental assistance, and this was back due to COVID. And so, again, at the table, I thought about our district. I didn't only think about Bamberg. I did Barnwell, or Williston, Blaisdell, which were, I think we were Barnwell consolidated then, Barnwell School District as well as Allendale, to make sure in my service area that the districts had a way to impact those students. So I wanted to highlight that partnership. The next ask is going to be probably a little odd, but if you have your cell phone with you, I want you to take your cell phone out for me. There's an old education concept of I do, you do, we do, and it may still be in play. But I want you to go to your text message, and you're going to send a text, and the person or the number that you would be texting is 211-211. South Carolina has a program called 211. Are any of you familiar, heard of 211? So 211 in essence is the same function as 911 for emergencies, or 988 for mental health crisis, but 211 came about during the September 11th attack on the United States. And what happened is, because there were so many people impacted and the need varied, people were calling 911 for kind of instances that didn't really involve 911. So if they lived within the parameters of where the attack happened, they needed to know if it was safe for them to go back to their house or where else they could go, kind of where those safety zones began or end, they were calling 911, which was tying up that particular line for true emergencies that fire, police, or rescue could go to. So 211 became like the social information hotline or number. So if you text 211-211, that is our South Carolina 211 system. And you should have gotten like a reply text back, or if you can put in food, water. We're gonna have to go back and do that again, but just text the 211, and it's gonna ask you probably for your zip code.
Exactly.
I think it's the next question.
That's your message.
And it should say like, thank you for calling 211, and it still kind of tells you if it's an emergency, call 911. And then you respond with your zip code. Our system is going through some changes. We all can relate to that in any sector. And so they are updating it. So, but it's going to send you a message that says you've reached out, and then you'll get a text from a 10-digit number, which begins with 415. Go to the text from that number, and it should say, thank you for using United Way services, and it's going to ask you for your zip code again. So put in your zip code, or you can put in county to simply search for all of Bamberg County.
Just take time. Hold on one second, please.
And if somebody will do county, I just want to kind of share to be able to see both ways. And once you put the word county, it'll ask you to put in like Bamberg County for the name.
It's gonna ask you for your zip code.
Maybe I can hit it right this time.
It will
Thank
give you numeric, like search parameters. So I want to ask, and this is not like a right or wrong answer, I just want to kind of share how our resources are here. Who knows where the homeless shelter that serves Bamberg County is located?
What did you do?
Are we supposed to raise our
Did
hands?
you just,
Just answer, the homeless shelter
oh,
that
the
serves,
text and I dialed.
just in general,
Is
for
it at
information.
Voorhees and the Bamberg High School gym?
So that is for emergencies, but the homeless shelter, if a person is
Orangeburg.
homeless and they
There's
need
one
to
in
get to a
Orangeburg.
shelter.
No, I think.
So Orangeburg has one, but Orangeburg is private. Your funded homeless shelter is in Columbia. It's the Salvation Army in Columbia. So imagine being homeless in Denmark or Bamberg or Earhart or Oler and having to get to Columbia to your homeless shelter. For Allendale and Barnwell County, it is in Aiken. So the Aiken shelter is closer, and you could potentially go there. But if we are elected, and if I sit in United Way and we don't know those things, imagine being those people really in need. And then when I find out it's in Columbia, I can just snap my fingers and get there because I'm homeless.
Wow.
Not the case. So 211 helps us to connect our community to resources that belong to us. And I'm a firm advocate. I'm not saying they're misdoing anything in Columbia. But if that is where funds for Bamberg County's homeless population goes, we need to send every homeless individual from Bamberg County there, so we're using our money, or we need to send so many there until they give it back to us locally, so it can be Voorhees or those other places that we have indicated. And that is one of many entities. In our 3-county area, Barnwell, Allendale, and Bamberg, we are lumped so differently. You almost need a PhD in assistance to be able to figure out what goes where. Sometimes it is all of our services are in Aiken. Other times it is Charleston area. It may be Columbia. It could be down Beaufort one time. And so 211 is instrumental. And again, just kind of continue to pick whichever number selection, but I want you to see the different varieties of services that are available. So 211 helps to, one, give the personal or privacy of it, but it gives a network bigger than one person that does or doesn't answer, that if they do or don't answer a phone at a particular agency to get you to a resource. Again, and keep this as a resource. I want you to be able to go through and look at the different options, but there will be more out-of-area resources than are in area. And so part of my ask tonight is for us to help fix that. I believe firmly that if I need to know where to eat in Denmark or where to eat in Black, I need to talk to somebody in Denmark or Black. And so to make sure that Bamberg County resources are most adequately updated and correct, I need help from Bamberg County residents. But I don't want us to discount the things that say Columbia or Charleston. Sometimes we'll see it and think it's an error. A lot of our services exist in those other communities because we haven't accessed it. So 211, and I'm making this offer, if I need to come in on the PD days to share the teachers. 211 is also important enough that we're going into testing season, and I say we because I'm a parent, and you never stop being a school board member. And in testing season, the 1 or 2 guidance counselors that we have in our schools are truly inaccessible. They gotta worry about testing, compliance, they gotta worry about makeup testing windows. And so if we have a child or a student in crisis, they're kind of left alone. Because this is the season where we are just, again, we're in compliance mode. And so 211 gives that teacher that can't bother the guidance counselor, it gives the receptionist, the secretary, it gives the teacher that in the midst of all the testing, my light bill is behind, or my water is this, or I got this going on with family. So it's kind of a personal access point for valid information. In addition to 211, we created a United ABB Cares website. And if you thumb through, I'm kind of going through the information as is related here, but if you thumb through right behind the 211, and 211 you can text, you can call, or you can search on the web. And so the access is kind of user-friendly on different options. But we created United ABB Cares. As I shared, in our area, depending on which agency, which type of service you provide, we can be grouped or coupled with any community. And so United ABB Cares helps you to truly know that if you live in Bamberg, this is your service. If you live in Barnwell, this is your service. It is also more friendly. Unless you have, I want to give a background for funny but true. I have a 23-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 5-year-old. So, in my life, I need to know about First Steps. I need to know about the Commission of Higher Education. I need to know about scholarship opportunities. So, if I'm somebody that's just starting out, let's say I'm a grandparent raising grandchildren, I don't know what First Steps is for because First Steps probably was not a thing in my community then. I know I need childcare, or I know I need vouchers, or I need some type of assistance. So when they search for those words, it gives them the agency name. Without those agency names, if you just go somewhere else, you don't know to look up First Steps. You don't know, and we now have so many new departments names. What used to be DHEC is now, I'm not gonna mess it up, something else. But they've split DHEC into like the environmental services, and there's like a health service component. So if you don't know the new names or the acronyms, you can have a good desire to find help and not get it. But our website pinpoints by your community, and also just kind of, again, the common need, not so much the agency name, how to access those. And so that was created as an extra resource point. Next on the slides, you should see, and I'm sorry, go back to the topic page for me. I did this purposely. If you look on the third line of my topic page, you see 211, and then you see Alice. You see VOED, COED, LTRG. What do any of those letters mean? Unfortunately, in our world, we live with acronyms. And those acronyms are only important or useful to people who deal with them every day. And so in my world, I deal with a lot of acronyms. ALICE being one that is very important, but often not communicated. ALICE stands for Asset Limited Income Constrained Employee. I'm going to give you a Felicia version of it, straight to the chase. So as a school board or as a district, you employ teachers, and their salaries are based upon their years of experience and their degree, right? You cannot pay them by family composition size. But if I am a single teacher and my household only consists of me, my salary may be sufficient for my bills. If I am a teacher and it is me and 2 children, that same salary may not suffice in my house. So while I may have a good job, that job may not be adequate to fund the needs of what my household composition is. And so ALICE takes those things into account. If you look in your handout, there are 3 ALICE examples. So one is, again, that single adult household, and unfortunate for school districts, but true to sitting in your seats before, the teacher or the education field has a large percentage of employees that are considered ALICE households. Just because we get more money to run the building, the program costs, not necessarily to be able to fully compensate individuals for what they're worth. So if you look, the yellow Bamberg County Alice data sheet shows a household with 2 adults.
Page 7.
And then unfortunately, the way I did mine, I printed the whole sheet so that it doesn't have the page numbers on it. The red top is with 1 adult and 2 children, and then the blue heading is 1 adult. So in an Alice makeup, this could be your same teacher, same education level. If that person is a household of only 1, their annual income, according to outdated Alice data, and I'll elaborate on that a little bit more, would be $26,124. If the person's household consisted of 2 adults, it would be $37,836. If that same employee was an adult with 2 children, one of them being child care age, one being school age, their income needed to be beyond Alice household status would be $56,952. So same job, different family composition, those financial obligations are different. And it makes sense in everyday life. Everybody's bills at their house are not equal because you have the same job. And so what United Way does is when we apply for grants, I apply for grants on the basis of being able to help Alice households, because that's not something everybody else does. Federal poverty line being at 180 or 240, 210% doesn't always cut the ball for you being able to do what you want to do. And so we are really pushing the Alice eligibility with different programs because it matters. And all of this is going somewhere, kind of if you're in a sermon that they give you points and they're leading you to. So I'm sharing the stuff that United Way does and things that we still need to do and how this is relative to your employees and your student population here within your district. So our VOAD, COAD, and LTRG represent storms. And when I asked about the homeless shelters earlier, you gave 2 of the emergency or disaster-related facilities within our area. Now, in being fully transparent as Felicia can be, we are so, and if I could sing, I would sing it in all voice levels, not ready as a community for a disaster. Hurricane Helene tap danced a little in our community, but if it comes in roaring, we are not ready. VOADs are volunteer organizations aiding in disaster. COADs are community organizations aiding in disasters. And LTRGs are long-term recovery groups. Up until Helene, when we got funding a year after Helene, and you can relate to some things you have to do first. We got funding for a grant a year after. We had no VOAD, COAD, or LTRG activities in any of our 3 counties. What that means is the storm hits, there are no pre-plans. When a storm does hit, who do I call to report my damage to? In our communities, most people figure it out. They try their homeowner's insurance, or they get the neighbor that can help with the chainsaw. But because we're not reporting and collecting data, doesn't it sound so familiar in your seat? Because we don't have any data, when it's time to get funding, we don't have a need. So when there are big grants or there's other things going, so the South Carolina as a whole got about $20 million in Helene recovery, and we got none of that $20 million because our data didn't show. Because for so long we just got it done. Insurance said no, we fixed what we could as we went along, but we reached out to our church or the men's ministry here. And so these VOAD, COADs help to put that seamless process in. Very, very simple concept that we have an advantage of. We are located close enough to the Healing Springs. Everybody else does not have a Healing Springs. If we have, and no offense to Denmark, I say the same thing in Williston, but there are communities that have water challenges every day. It doesn't take a hurricane to mess up our water system in Williston. It doesn't take a hurricane to mess up water systems in our other communities. What do we do when your students, when your employees, when your family or community members need water? We got the Healing Springs job. Simple initiative that we're trying to push through the COAD. Empty jugs. If you keep your empty jugs, if your church collects empty jugs, if you keep them in your closet for the space you have, if your sorority, fraternity, my motorcycle club keeps bottle or empty jugs, when there is that crisis, we can deploy group efforts. So if your church group or your championship teams or the Blue Devil teams and the War Horse teams, if we all assemble and go to Healing Springs and we have a joint effort, that we're going to take all the empty milk jugs, all the 2-liter Canada Dry bottles, everything that we can store water in, to send them back to our community. That's at least a plan. That plan works when a hurricane doesn't come. It works when Denmark or Williston or Allendale or Fairfax, whoever's having water issues. But it makes us be at the table to talk about. And when we fix something simple like water, then we can figure out feeding in storms. I'll use Williston for an example. Hurricane Helene came, and let's say it was a Sunday. That Sunday, the storm came. Monday, everybody in Williston cooked food and gave it away. By 12 o'clock, you could get chicken on Elko Street, you could get hot dogs at Remnant, you could get soup over here. Tuesday, everybody was out of food. There was no breakfast, lunch, or dinner. But had they had a conversation, the chicken could have been for Monday, something could have been for Monday night. So simple, coordinated things. I don't know what happens at a grocery store, but I know that if we don't have power on Ash Lane, they don't have it on Main Street. So imagine if there was a coordinated group that said to IGA, Piggly Wiggly, once you get the pictures of your meat, so the insurance will give it to you, or whatever your checks and balances are, let's have a coordinated community meal effort, and then those that can cook, show up, those that can scoop, show up to fix it, and we then, the community knows in a deliberate effort, this is what our recovery plan is, and we're better together. So the VOAD exists for that reason. The national VOAD model is to prepare in blue skies for gray skies.
Could you say that again, to prepare?
In blue skies for gray skies.
Thank you.
And we are behind the ball. I mean, it's scary. You can think of how many plans that don't exist, and that was one example of hurricane. If we get a tornado, a fire, and now in our society, we have man-made emergencies. If there was some mass casualty, those same things can exist. And so we got to get together to plan as a community. And what I am asking of you is for appointments or designees. As individuals, you know people in your community who are good with those things. There are 6 different committees under that VOAD COAD. The medical and emergency committee, the sheltering and feeding committee, the emotional and spiritual committee, volunteer donor management committee, and construction debris removal. As a district, I'm asking that you have someone at the table to help share that information. Hurricane season begins June 1. I know sitting in your seat and in your profession, you don't only care for the students the 180 days you have. So if something happens when they're back home in their communities, it is as important to have a plan for your scholars, your babies at the community level as it is within the school. I will share, and I think I shared this with Mr. Corder at another meeting. As a school board member, I never heard anything about opening schools in the storm. I heard that the winds were too high for the bus to be on the road, so we were going to either have a weather delay or we were not going to open for that day. In the emergency management sector, what they're saying is that the school is the safest place if there's a tornado. So if there are 2 different languages being spoken, and the community believes they need to get to the school, and the school is being told they need to shut down because it's not safe to operate the school, unless we're in the same room talking and figure out which entity is confused or what the plan is, we are still back at square one. Trying to go through it quickly, not to take up a lot of your time. Okay, so participation. Those committees, again, are uber important for the disaster side of it. In sitting in a school board seat, I know that you get asked to do everything. Pregnancy prevention, health services, mental health services, everything. And so, because I have no other way, I'm asking you to add United Way things to it as well, but that we can mutually benefit each other. The 211. I have 211 stickers and brochures that do your community no good sitting in my office. I want to be able to put those things in your guidance office if you have an MTSS person, somebody that can actually get it to a family. I would like to have a student contact that can simply, we don't have a Instagram, or we have a Facebook page, and I don't believe probably any students are on there now. It's probably more the parents and the aunts. But how do I get the information if there's a high schooler in your district that needs to know about mental health or 211 or food bank services? How do we make sure that that's out? And so I want to be able to have like a student partner that puts it wherever they need to see it, that makes a TikTok video, whatever works for them to stay informed. So if they need that confidentiality, that they're able to access it as well. I would like a dedicated email address to be able to send stuff. It does me no good, our community no good, if everything I told you stays with me and I leave this meeting tonight. So somebody that I can send it to and they can disseminate it to each of your students. And I want that person to feel free that if they have a faith-based coalition that they meet with, to share that information. There are resources. There's not an answer for everything, but there are a lot of resources that lay in kind of our resource hub or resource community that we got to get to our districts. When we had the food stamps crisis, we created a calendar. And fortunate for our area, in our 3-county area, there is not one day of the week, including weekends, in a month that a family cannot access food. And that's unique. Now, it's not that they're all in Bamberg County, like the YMCA over in Brownville has kind of our most extended hours in the 3 areas. And most of you probably, or maybe didn't even know, that when you go to run on the treadmill or exercise, there's a food bank at the YMCA that families are open to. The beauty of that is they are open until like 7 p.m. So if you're a working adult, you can still swing by there before or after work. But so there's a calendar that outlines if it's the first Saturday, the second Tuesday, and I need to get that to the parents. I don't only need the people or the email addresses that I have to know that, especially with the summer coming up, because those students will be back away from your food service department for extended periods of time. Next, let's go to the last page. I won't say this is the hard part, but this is the salesperson part. So now I'm Felicia, the salesperson. I know and firmly believe that what you fund, you monitor. So I'm not here asking you to give me a lot of money. If you look at the top, that daily amount is in red. The daily amount is $81,765. Unlike a timeshare, I'm not starting at the top. I don't want you to give me $81,765 because I've sat in your seat. That could be a support person in each of your schools, and I would look like a first-class fool to ask you for something that I know is not feasible for a district. So that's in red, is almost disregard, but I wanted to show the calculation. So I took a quarter. And if you can contribute a quarter per your student population, I got this enrollment from, I think it was based upon the 23-24 school year off of the National Education Standards website. If it's off, hopefully it's lower or higher. That would make it off either way. But that is what I based it upon. So if you gave a quarter per student for the entire year, like just 1 quarter per student as a contribution for the year, that would be $454.25. Not bad, right? If you did that quarterly, it would be $1,817. Monthly, $4,542.50. And weekly would be $16,353. Now that is the total amount, like not that amount weekly, not that amount monthly. That is what the total contribution would be. Now, not sitting in your seats, but sitting in a school board seat before, generally in the budget. Where's the finance person? Generally in the budget, there's some FICA for somebody that didn't get hired until a month after. Generally, there are some calculations where somebody was at a master's level degree and they may only have been a bachelor's, or somebody went on sick leave and they were out of days. I'm just asking you to look really close at those, and if all you come up with is the $454.25, then because you've given me $454.25 and I've taken up your time, you would have contributed more than you did last year to your students, so that's a win. And then you got attached to something that you can at least be at the table. I would love for you to find 1,817, but again, I've said that before a lot of times, when it is found, it's already gone to something else. It goes to the surprise HVAC. I'm saying that because we're on the end of one fiscal year, if you need to cut the check before July 1, for it to fall in that budget year, or if it doesn't come available, and I'm sorry, before June 30th, or if it doesn't come available to July 1, I'm asking for Bamberg County School District to partner with United Way I don't have a quantity of what I will give you, but it will be a lot more than you've had before, and it will be for your entire student population and community. Any questions for me? I know it was a lot of information.
Do you go around to do you get different church populations to come together so you can present this to them?
If you can help me. Again, the complex part of serving 3 counties is most times everybody believes that you work for one county more than the other. When I was a Blue Devil, I was all Blue Devil. If I'm doing something for the county, I'm all county. And so when I took the job with the names Allendale, Barnwell, and Bamberg County, I am genuinely going to serve Allendale, Barnwell, and Bamberg County. So wherever you can get me, my number, and this is public information, you probably could put my name in and Google it, but it's 803 share it, 803-671-2249.
Thank you.
On the back slide is the United Way office phone number and my email address. As long as meetings don't conflict, count on me being there to share. I would love to come back when you have your PD days free or your early release Wednesdays to share with the teachers with that. One additional ask beyond your contribution is in thriving United Ways. United Ways that do well, they get to go in and they have employee contributions. 90% of our money comes from employees giving at SRS. So I would like to sit down. You have no control over your teachers, but if they give me $1, even if it's $1 for the year, it's $1 more than we've had for United Way, and we can do more if they do $1 a pay period. But I would like to get in at one of your employee kickoffs to be able to share that information with them as well and the resources. So any questions for me?
Would you repeat your number again?
803-671-2249. If you lose it, if you ride through Williston, just ask anybody, anywhere, for Felicia Cupperson's phone number, and they can give it to you.
You can call me, I've got her in my.
Yes. But thank you all for the time, and again, I hope that you are able to find the funding with CFO at any account except for that platinum. I do not want that much money to be taken from the educators and students of the district. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Culbertson. Always good to see you, and, I helped Ms. Culbertson. I was on a committee that reviewed some grants this past summer, and, she was talking about the different ways the United Way funds these grants and stuff, and I was just amazed by the knowledge that she had about the services that she provides our citizens. It was eye-opening to me, and so thank you again. Good to see you, old friend, Williston Elko graduate, and you can stay if you'd like to see the fun, or you can leave, whatever.
I'll say as long as your executive session doesn't go like 3 hours.
Well, no, we're not gonna go 3 hours, I hope not.
Now,
Okay, great. Let's see what we got here. Next on the agenda is school reports. Mr. Ulmer.
Good afternoon. Tough act to follow, but I'm going to try. I have lots going on at our schools. We're going to move through these fairly rapidly. You can look at them, and if you have any questions that are specific to a school, reach out to that principal. I've got some information here about graduation, so I'll be talking a little bit about that. Got a lot of testing going on right now, so we'll be discussing all that as well. Richard Carroll Elementary School, right now overall current enrollment is 695. Discipline reports is 14 overall reports or incidences that have been placed in Power School. They are in the process of testing, and that is South Carolina ready right now. They actually start tomorrow morning. Actually, it started today. My child starts tomorrow with her reading. So, Savannah Creek Baptist Church sponsored a community event titled "Learning is a Family Affair." Families learn about great resources throughout the county and receive amazing books and supplies from the sponsors and vendors. Miss Buss, Miss Anderson, and Miss Barcelona were recipients of the 2026 Savannah River Nuclear Solutions, that's the SRNS, Innovating Teaching Mini Grant. We'll talk a little bit about that in a minute during the superintendent's report. Upcoming events, May 1st through May 13th is South Carolina Ready Tested. May 15th is their Wacky Water Day. If you want to catch some fun, go out and watch those kids. Last year they had a great time. May 21st are the pre-K and 5K programs. The pre-K programs will start at 8:30. And the 5K programs will start, they'll be at 12 and 1:30. May 26th, 1st through 6th grade will have their programs. 1st grade will be at 8:30. 4th grade will be at 9:30. 2nd grade will be at 10:30. 5th grade will be at 11:30. 3rd grade will be at 12:30. And 6th grade will be at 1:30. And of course, if you notice, every single one of our principals mentioned that May the 28th will be their last day and it'll be an early release. So we will be releasing about 11 o'clock at elementary schools on May the 28th. Okay? Anybody have any questions that I can answer off that? Okay? We'll move on to the middle school for Ms. Miller. Overall enrollment right now is about 175. 8 incidences total. Spring iReady, she's got some testing results here. And if you notice, everything is moving in a positive direction.
Every single.
Every grade, every level, in both reading and math. So very proud of that. I hope that's going to be indicative of what our South Carolina Ready scores look like, which they have started on as well. So she also mentioned that they had a checkers tournament on April the 3rd, and Mr. Landon Hunt Dykes was the 7th grade champion, and Mr. Hampton Jowers was the 8th grade and overall champion, and Miss Kim Compton and Miss Amy Stonebridge were sponsors for that program. She also mentioned that on April the 17th at Fox 54 Weather, Mr. Meteorologist Mr. Alex Carter came to speak to the students about the day in the life of a meteorologist. Progress reports were issued on April 22nd. Administrative Professionals Day observed on April 22nd. Special thanks to Ms. Sarah Strickland. Ms. Aaliyah Ransom also won a $1,000 Savannah River Nuclear Solutions Innovative Teaching Grant. Upcoming events, South Carolina Ready State Assessments started on May the 5th, it's just tomorrow, for math. Reading will be May 7th and writing will be May 12th. And they have their 8th grade spring fling scheduled from May 14th, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Excuse me, Mr. Roman. I would really like to commend that school not only for their progress, but I certainly appreciate the form in which she reported the scores. I could really understand it.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sure she's listening, so I'll make sure I tell her the same.
It's very excellent, thank you.
All right, we'll move on to Mr. Smith and Bamberg Earhart High School. Currently 364 enrolled, 11 incidences. They had a JROTC inspection. They scored at 95%. We're excited about that. They had the Raider Walkathon on April the 17th. They raised over $350 to help students in need. They had the championship ring ceremony on April the 19th, where the football team was awarded their rings. It was well attended. Arts and dinner production was on that Friday, 4/24. Graduation parent meeting was held on April the 21st at 5:30. Upcoming events, and of course exams started on Friday. Gifted and Talented Tour will be on the 8th at 1:30 in the gym. I urge you to come out. A lot of talented kids in the county. Band concert on the 19th at 6 p.m. The senior awards night will be held on the 26th at 6 p.m. And graduation is on the 28th at 6 p.m. You can look at the second page of his handout. He's got some information there. He is asking you to arrive between 5:15 and 5:45 at Bamberg High School. He's asking you to park in the teacher's parking lot, which is on the corner of Red Raider Drive and Stokes Street. probably parked there last year. You'll have a parking spot saved for you. ROTC will let you in to park. They will ask you who you are, you tell them, they'll get you parked, and they will escort you in the building and get you where you need to go. At 5:50, the doors will be closed and locked. So make sure you get there by 5:45. If you have any questions specific to Bamberg High School, please reach out to Mr. Smith. Marco Elementary School. Current enrollment, 229. There are 8 total referrals, discipline referrals. April 29th and 30th, they started their South Carolina reading testing. On May the 4th, they had writing. May 6th and 7th will be math. May 11th will be science, and only the 4th grade will be tested for science. Upcoming events, South Carolina Ready Pep Rally, test taking tips and encouragement on April the 28th from 2 p.m. to 2:35. Teacher Appreciation Week is this week. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute too. We certainly are celebrating our faculty and staff all week. After school, end of the year celebration, May the 4th at 4 p.m. Last day for after school fun day will be the 5th from 3:30 to 5:30. Nurse Appreciation Day is Wednesday. Safety meeting, they'll have a safety meeting on the 7th, which is Thursday. Scholastic book giveaway. All students will receive free Scholastic books for their home library. That'll be on the 12th at 1 p.m. Spring dance will be on the 15th from 6 to 8 p.m. That is a Friday night. Hosting MLP Family Night will be the 19th from 6 to 7 p.m.
What is that, please?
I don't know.
Thank
I can find out. Promotional exercise, will be on the 21st. Pre-K and K will be at 9 a.m. 5th grade will be at 1 p.m. That is on Thursday. Okay. All right. Denmark Middle School, current enrollment, 127, 10 discipline referrals. That is a huge difference from last year this time at Denmark Middle School. I appreciate what they've got going on over there in terms of their discipline. And Ms. Davis and the help she's got over there, they're making strides with their discipline. Upcoming events on May the 6th, South Carolina Ready Spring 2026 ELA Reading and Administration. On the 7th is Math Administration. On May the 12th is ELA Writing Administration. On May the 13th is the Science Administration, 6th grade only. On the 15th, which is a Friday, is Denmark Middle School on Field Day and Food Truck Friday. The 19th is Awards Day, 6th and 7th grade only at 1:30 p.m. On the 20th is the graduate walkthrough at 8:45 a.m. On the 21st, which is a Thursday, 8th grade promotional ceremony is at 10:30. And I'm sure that's supposed to say a.m. It does say p.m., so make a note of that. On the 28th, which is a Thursday, early dismissal, end of quarter, Denmark High School graduation. And on the 29th, which is a Friday, will be professional development. Okay. Move along to Denmark High School. Current enrollment's 169. Total instances are 7. Student achievement highlights, student performance meetings have been held. Mastery Connect benchmark exams have been taken. The Tri-County Commission of Alcohol and Drug Abuse came in and they spoke on dangers of vaping. And interim reports and parent conferences have been held. Upcoming events on April the 27th through May the 8th, they've had their EOC Blitz. JRTC will go to Patriots Point, but they went on the 30th of April through the 1st of May. Meet the Vikings will be on the 7th at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Final exams for seniors will be the 7th through the 13th this month. Final exams for underclassmen will be from the 19th to the 21st. The EOC exam schedule is as follows. On the 5th, they will have writing. On the 11th, algebra. On the 12th, English. On the 13th, biology. And U.S. history will be held on the 14th. He is holding, or Denmark Lower High School is holding an incentive field trip on the 21st. All those who scored a 70 or better on EOC exams will go to Topgolf. And there is another incentive field trip for the freshmen who pass all 4 courses during the second semester. Those students will get to go to Riverbank Zoo and Golden Corral. So I'm sure they will be excited about that, and I hope that they are well attended. Denmark Lower High School Honors and Awards Program will be held on the 26th at 9:30 a.m. And graduation will be at 2 p.m. And there is an attachment with instructions. Dr. Simmons is asking you to arrive at Denmark Lower High School by 1:30 p.m. There are designated parking spaces that are located in the front row of the parking lot near the main office. Dr. Simmons says that either he or one of his designees, which will probably be JRTC, will escort you to the designated waiting area. And it says here that it'll be like it was last year. We will march from the front through the center, and they will seat us when it's time to be seated. If you have any questions, I urge you to reach out to Dr. Simmons about anything that he's got going on or his graduation instruction. That is what I have for school business. If you have any questions, like I said, if you have anything specific, I will certainly find it out for you, or you can ask, or I will welcome you to call or email.
All right, next on the agenda, thank you, Mr. Ullman. Next on the agenda is the athletic report. And I guess, Mr. Ullman, you're the athletic director tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Looks that way. All right, baseball. Baseball has finished their season 15-6. They did win last Wednesday night. Last Friday night got rained out. They will start playoffs on May the 5th, which is tomorrow. Softball finished their season 16-6 and first in the region. They were not successful in Lexington on last Thursday. They will start their playoffs, and they will have a home game on Wednesday night here on the 6th. Golf finished their season at 11-5. They will participate in the state tournament on May the 11th in Chester. Bamberg Art in soccer currently is 14-5 on the season. They are tied for third in the region. They will start the playoffs the first week of May. They have a home playoff game tonight, right next door. So, track, as mentioned earlier, we're having a strong showing in track this year. Bamberg Art and Denmark Oler will compete at Carver's Bay for lower state on Tuesday, May the 7th. No, excuse me, I'm here. On May the 9th. The state meet will be on May the 16th in Columbia. So once again, that'll be on May the 9th. On Tuesday, May the 7th, we're going to have 3 physicals here in Bamberg Art, at Bamberg Art High School Gym. And it'll be like it was last year. All students across the county are invited for those physicals. Coaches in Denmark will transport kids who are interested in those free physicals to Bamberg so that can be done. Once again, those physicals will be free. Dr. Gilliard usually steps up and helps us out with those things. So, as always, we appreciate all that he does for our athletic program. You also have attached, or in your, you should have, do you have the brackets for playoffs?
Yes.
Okay. You should also have a baseball bracket attached or with your, okay? So we are highlighted at the top, R4 number 1. So he is attached. So once again, he's got it for baseball, he's got it for softball, and he's got it for soccer. So that's what the second one's called, but you can't see it. But your second one is softball. Okay. and your third one is soccer. And that is all I have for athletics.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Move right on into your superintendent's report then. It's the Mr. Oliver show
I'm just
tonight.
gonna make the principals come to every meeting. I'm sorry, the ML is the multilingual program. That's what that was for Denmark Elementary
Okay,
School.
thank you.
Yes, ma'am, I'm sorry. Got too much going on. Superintendent's report, lots to talk about tonight. First thing I want to talk about is teacher appreciation. We certainly want to thank our teachers across our district for all that they do, sacrifices they make for our students. We all know that that is not a 9-to-5 job, so to speak of. It is a job that takes it never ends, never ends. I'm fortunate enough to have small children who go to, who play Little League ball, and I will tell you that I see teachers and administrators at the ball field watching kids that don't actually physically belong to them to support those kids. And I appreciate, like I said, all that our teachers do for our kids. With that being said, it's also Wednesday we will celebrate our National School Nurse Day. So that'll be on Wednesday as well. We got a lot to celebrate this week. Last Friday was our lunch lady. It was our lunch school hero day. So we went around and celebrated that with our lunch ladies and had a big time. Lots to going on, lots to be appreciative of, especially here in tying things up at the end of the school year. So I do want to thank those ladies and those gentlemen for all that they do in our district and across our district for our students. All right, moving on to CTEA scholarship. Miss Lily McLeod was a recipient of a CTEA scholarship. This scholarship is a $1,500 scholarship. It was awarded by the South Carolina Career and Technical Educational Administrators Association. Miss Lily McLeod is going on to study nursing at USC Aiken, and we're excited for her and for what she's accomplished.
Could you repeat what you got, what you received?
Mm-hmm. She received a CTEA scholarship, which is a Carolina Career and Technical Education Administrators Association scholarship. Okay, so that's what she has received it in. And like I said, it's a $1,500 scholarship. It's reoccurring for up to 4 years.
That's awesome.
And she is going to go to USC Aiken next year to study nursing. So we're excited about that. I would like to congratulate Miss Lily on this award. And a well-deserved accomplishment. And all that she has done academically to work towards that. So, Savannah River Nuclear Solutions mini grants. Mini grants that were awarded to several of our teachers. We had 5 teachers across the district. Our teachers do this on their own. And I appreciate that because we know that every little bit of money is every little bit of money that they can earn for their classroom is certainly needed. So it's continuing great things happening across the district. I would like to extend congratulations to our Savannah River Nuclear Solutions Innovative Teaching Mini Grant 2026 award winners Miss Aaliyah Ransom from Bamberg Art Middle School. Her project was titled The Sugar Code, Fueling the Cellular Engine. Miss Allison Williams Clark from Denmark Elementary School was awarded, her project was Little Hands, Big Discoveries, Learning with Hands-On Exploration. In Richard Carroll Elementary School, Miss Elizabeth Anderson, her project was titled Little Builders, Big Thinkers, STEM Station Rotation. Mr. Robbie Barcelona from Richard Carroll Elementary School with the project Exploring Life and Earth Systems, a STEM Learning Enhancement Project, and Miss Laura Buss from Richard Carroll Elementary School with her project Glazed Science Lab, Art Meets Chemistry. We were awarded a total of $4,000 to this program. The check will be written, there will be a $4,000 check written to our district, and that money will be disbursed to these teachers according to what they were to earn. And if you look, you will see that you have a handout that looks here that breaks things down. and it talks about what each teacher was awarded and what their project looked like. This is just another example of the dedication and initiative of our educators who continually seek out additional resources to enrich their classrooms. And I'd like to give them a well-deserved round of applause for their right effort. Bamberg County School District Food Service Summer Lunch Program. There will be a letter that goes out. The Bamberg County School District will once again implement its summer lunch program. The program will run from June the 1st through June the 25th, 2026, from 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the following locations. So right now we have 3, Denmark Oler Elementary Side, the school cafeteria, the Richard Carroll Elementary School, and the Bamberg Hartman Middle School. Those are 3 designated areas at this time. Lunches will be provided free of charge to children 18 years of age and under, and may only be picked up by the student and or their parent. Ms. Karen Williams is also looking for additional sponsor sites for lunch pickup. If you are interested, or your church group is interested, or you know somebody would be interested in offering a sponsor site, please let her know. There is a training that they'll have to attend, but Ms. Williams can help them get that done so that we can have more sites, more food. So the more locations we have, the better off we'll be. If we could have some place in Earhart or Midway or Govan, it'd be nice to have some places out in some of our more rural areas, if there's such a thing as a more rural area in Bamberg County. District enrollment data. As of right now, as of April 29th, our enrollment was 1,760 students. All right, that concludes my superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Ulmer.
Yes, sir.
Certainly everybody's busy. Hopefully they'll get through testing without any issues, and then everybody can sort of relax a little bit and celebrate. And certainly, I'm sure that the teachers like Teacher Appreciation Week. They always get fed really, really well. That's really good. But we appreciate them. And, board members, I think we ought to give our teachers a round of applause.
Absolutely.
They get up early every day, and then when they go home, the job's not done. They're doing lesson plans, they're grading, they're taking phone calls, they're calling parents, and then of course they are under stress from the very beginning of the year to the very end of the year. And I will tell you, most teachers are stressed during testing more than any other time of year because of the test scores. They want their children to do great. And we appreciate them and what they do every day. All right, so next on our agenda is requests for out-of-state and overnight trips. Mr. Ulmer.
Yes, sir. All right, the first one, your first out-of-state, well, it's not out-of-state, it's overnight trip will be for Denmark Oler High School's JROTC program, June the 5th through June the 11th. So they're going to have a whole week of fun. They won't miss any school. They will take a school district bus. There are about 8 students going. Estimated cost is about $25 per student. Funds will be raised by the students, and they will have 2 chaperones. Master Sergeant Robinson and Master Sergeant Leverader will be attending this camp with these young men and women. Second request is an out-of-state request. It is a one-day. It is Bamberg High School JRTC. It is for a adventure training and team building training. It is for the 20th of May. They will leave early and get back late. They will take a school bus, approximately 35 cadets. Approximate cost is $80 per cadet. This money will be financed through individual students and funds raised by students. And Major McDonald and Corporal London will be attending this out-of-state trip with these young men and women. I have another overnight request. Denmark Oler Future Farmers of FFA. They will be attending the South Carolina FFA State Convention from June 16th to June 18th. They will not miss school. There are approximately 4 to 6 students attending. It's $50 per student, and to be determined for the hotel. Funds will be raised by the students. Parents and fund organization will be raising money, and Perkins 207 will also be providing any extra money that's needed. Ms. Farnado will be the chaperone here. It is undecided yet whether or not they will ride with Bamberg High School's ROTC FFA program, or if they will charter or rent a bus or van to attend. And the Denmark Oler boys basketball team would like to go to Coastal Carolina for team camp from June the 22nd to June the 24th. Obviously, that's an overnight trip. They will not miss school. District bus for transportation, approximately 12 basketball players, will be financed through individual students. And Coach Riviera, Coach Goldsmith, Coach Burns, and Coach Razor will be attending this camp with these young men. Those are the requests that I have for you tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Ulmer. All right, board members, you've heard the recommendation of the interim superintendent regarding these out-of-state and overnight field trips. What's the pleasure of the board concerning these?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion that we approve the out-of-state overnight trips for Denmark Oler's High School JROTC to for their trip June 5th through the June 11th, as well as Bamberg Earhart High School Junior ROTC for their trip May for the night, I believe, for May 20th, and then Denmark Oler's FFA for June 16th through the 18th, and the Denmark Oler boys basketball team for June 22nd through 24th.
Thank you. We have a motion by Ms. Eccles. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. We have a second. I've forgotten your name. Let's go.
Come on now, you're too young for that.
Yes, ma'am.
Denmark Oler High School and Bamberg Earhart High School are going to the Whitewater Center on May 20th.
Okay.
Both Denmark and Bamberg.
Okay.
So I need to make sure that both those.
Okay. Do you want, Ms. Eccles, do you want to
Amend.
amend your motion?
Yes, I amend the motion for both Denmark Oler Junior JROTC programs, which will both be attending the Whitewater program. Are they going to both the same? Is it the
Saturday,
June?
May 20th.
Okay,
The
both
Whitewater, yeah.
both for the Whitewater trip.
May 20th.
Okay. Thank you, Ms.
I
Eccles.
don't think.
Ms. Coker, do you want to second that?
Second.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Coker. I'm sorry I forgot your name. I don't even know.
I
what it is.
understand completely.
Any discussion?
Oh, I see.
I have a question.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
I didn't
Um,
catch that, 'cause
You mentioned about the Denmark Oler FFA, and then you said Bamberg was also possibly going to the same conference.
I think we gave Bamberg, did Bamberg get permission for that last month?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so.
we did.
I think they did that last
I don't
month.
give that notice,
Okay. Okay. That answers that question. Thank you.
I just want to comment that junior ROTC programs do a wonderful job. I am very proud of those young people who participate in that.
It's a coordinated event, and it's awesome to have them present the colors before we have programs in our schools. And those young men and young women do enjoy what they do, and we have a good group of leaders down there who make sure that, that those kids are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and are teaching them something, and are leading them and guiding them in the right direction, so I'm glad to see that as well.
They do a
And
great
did an-
job.
They did an excellent job at graduation on Saturday, their Martech.
Yes, they did.
And I'd just like to say thank you for all those instructors and teachers that are actually going with these kids, because I'm sure some of them have other obligations, but they consider that what the children need first, and that really is a tribute to them and their dedication.
Okay, thank y'all. All right, any further discussion? If not, all those in favor of these overnight and out-of-state field trips signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, those are approved. Next on the agenda is the 2026-2027 continuing resolution. Is Ms. Farr gonna say something, or Mr. Ulmer gonna say
I'm gonna
something?
take a break.
Yes.
So because the state has not passed their 2026-2027 budget, I'm requesting tonight that we pass a continuing resolution that allows us to operate after July 1st on our 25-26 budget, as it's written. And Jessica has the,
Resolution?
resolution that we need somebody to make the motion for.
So does anybody wanna read the resolution? I'll read the resolution if you'd like for me to.
I think that needs to be done for the people.
I think so too. Thank you. All right. All right, this is the Bamberg County School District Continuing Resolution for General Fund Operating Budget 2026-2027 school year. Whereas Board Policy DB Annual Budget provides that in the case the budget does not receive approval by June 30th, the board will adopt a continuing resolution based on last year's operating budget until the budget can be approved. The state of South Carolina has initiated a continuing resolution in the event that the state has not completed an adopted budget by June 30th, 2026. The event of the state's budget is not approved by the beginning of the new fiscal year, July 1st, 2026, there will be a disruption and uncertainty concerning the effect of the FY 2026-27 budget. Now, therefore, be it resolved, in the event the state of South Carolina does not vote to give final approval to the state budget and respective education funding lines from the state budget and respective new guidelines of those funds by the end of the day on June 30th, 2026. The board directs that fiscal year 2026-27 board budget in current form shall continue to govern and shall provide the legal authority for the receipt and expenditure of funds for the operation of the district until the board finds that the board's fiscal year 2026-27 budget shall go into effect. If the state of South Carolina completes final approval of the state budget on or before June 30th, 2026, then this resolution shall be moot and have no effect. Nothing in this resolution constitutes a waiver of any of the board's legal status relating to the budget management and control of the Bamberg County School District. All right, having said that, having read that resolution, what is the pleasure of the board concerning the 2026-27 continuing resolution?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we approve the 2026-2027 continuing resolution as was presented.
Thank you. We have a motion from Ms. Hurst. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Ms. Griffin. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, and the continuing resolution passes. All right, now, Ms. Furr.
You didn't just be the Demi Ulmer show a little while longer. You have to be using my part too.
But we love.
He's done everybody else's part.
I know, but we love to hear your melodious voice when you were speaking about finances, and you know very well, Ms. Furr, that it's my favorite part of the show.
I'm sure it is. So on your table tonight, you had our recovery plan for our designation. Neil spoke to that when he was here in January, given the audit, that we would probably get a designation, based on the findings. We did, it's fiscal caution. If you were on the board in 2018, we also got fiscal caution as well. It's just the state designates, you own it for a year, and if you don't have the finding again, you come off. So when you get a recovery plan, if the board approves it, Jeannie and I both will sign it. We'll send it to the state for approval from Ms. Ella Weaver, and once she approves it, it'll get sent back, or she'll send us back a letter that our plan has been approved, and we will just move forward in correcting our finding. And we pretty much have already started that process. You also have your financial reports in your packet. I will answer any question you have. We also need to schedule another budget work session, anytime after May 13th. We have our meeting with the budget group on May 13th, but anytime after that. So those are all my items.
Okay, board members, let's hit these things one at a time. The first is, I will entertain a motion concerning the fiscal caution recovery plan. What's the pleasure of the board regarding the plan?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we accept this letter, which has written to Dr. Weaver, explaining what our response will be to this fiscal caution, and that we have to sign it and return it to her. And I move we do that.
Thank you, Ms. Hurst. We have a motion from Ms. Hurst. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Ms. Coker.
Okay, now,
Any discussion?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I thought that to qualify for this award, you had to have 2 mistakes on your record. And this only addresses one, and in the letter, I believe reading it was, 2025 number 1 and 20, whatever, number 2.
So it was 2, but they were the same, they related to the same finding.
This had
So
nothing to do
I didn't
with,
address, I mean, it's the same,
okay.
it's the same thing. I mean, it's not like it was, both findings related to the compliance part. So
Okay.
it was,
Because, I mean,
It's a recurring fine.
right, it was, yes. So,
okay, thank you for saying that.
yeah.
I don't,
Any other discussion?
This was the money that we had to send back.
Yes.
Yes, it is already been sent back.
Any other questions? All right. All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the fiscal caution recovery plan, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hear none, and that is approved. All right, next is our financial report. Do y'all have any questions for Ms. Furr regarding the financial report?
I have a question.
Okay.
If a piece of equipment is broken at a school, and perhaps it had to do with rowdy behavior on a student's part, does the student get to pay for it? Or do we have insurance that covers it?
Depends on what piece of equipment and how the school,
Like a backboard in basketball?
I will tell you what happened in Denmark, at Denmark High School. There was a student that broke a window out. The student had to pay for the window being repaired.
Okay.
If they tell us about it, and they tell us what it costs to be repaired, yes, we can ask, if it was the student's fault,
Right.
we can ask
Oh, yeah,
that the
yeah.
student reimburse us for the repair.
Okay, so there could potentially be a consequence
There
to
could
the
be,
student.
if we're notified about it, yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Any other questions for Ms. Furr? Hearing none, what's the pleasure of the board concerning the finance report?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, ma'am.
I remembered that I did have another question.
Okay, go ahead.
It's not very important, but
No, no.
I don't know what a LEVY refund is.
It's a levy refund, so that means, so I think we talked about this before, like we have to deduct out of different employees' checks for tax levies with the South Carolina Department of Revenue, the IRS,
Okay,
child support,
okay.
there's several. So if, like, let's say the Department of Revenue sends us a letter after we've done payroll that this person
Then you
should be
have to
released
pay
from their
them.
levy, we have to pay them back. So,
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
That's what that is.
I just wasn't sure.
Yes,
All right.
that's what that is.
All right, all those in favor of, did I get a second?
No, we
You didn't get a motion yet.
We didn't get a motion yet.
Oh, we didn't do a motion yet?
Mr. Chair.
Okay, what is the pleasure of the board in regards to the financial report?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion that we receive the financial report as presented by Ms. Fur.
Thank you. We have a motion from Ms. Bamberg. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Ms. Bunch. Thank you. All right. All those in favor of approving the financial report as presented signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, and the finance report is approved. All right, next is we need to do a budget workshop after the 13th. Let me just ask you this, Ms. Fur. I mean, how long, I mean, are we talking hours? Or are we talking,
Again, it's up to y'all.
Well,
As quick as you want it to be, or it can be as long as you want it to be.
well, I don't want it to be like all day long, but I mean, what do y'all think about an evening meeting?
I personally feel that it would benefit the board to find out what the technology person has discovered about the use of various programs and the apparent effectiveness and so on.
Okay.
You know, and also, you know, apparently all the teachers that were mentioned for rehire certainly are well recognized, and I'm just thinking of any possible cut, you know, so that would be helpful. Thank you.
I mean, we can, now this is a suggestion, I know
Okay, I'm
it's in
listening.
June, but if you want me to get all that data together, I mean, we could have a work session before the board meeting in June. That's the Monday that y'all all are prepared to be here, you can come a little bit early, and we could do that before the meeting, or you do it during the meeting. And you go into, because you most likely have to go straight into executive session, because you will be talking about personnel again, so you could do it that way. Or we could do it before that. It's up to you. I did not get in touch with anybody on Friday, I will be honest, when we finished on Friday, I went home.
Thank you for doing that. Take care of yourself.
I went home.
All right, ladies, what would y'all like to do? Would y'all like to have a special meeting in the evening? Would you like to have another workshop during the day? Or would you like to come a little bit earlier for the workshop prior to the regular meeting? Or do you want to handle it in executive session during the regular meeting?
Handle it in executive session.
I would, that day is one of my kids' birthdays. I
Right.
would rather not make that meeting any longer than it has
Yeah,
to be.
okay,
So personally, I would prefer to pick another day.
okay,
I would like a different day.
okay.
To cram everything in one day,
That's
that's
a lot.
All right.
not gonna work.
Do we want to do it in May or do we want to do it in June? Now, the second week in June, I'm going to be gone.
I'm gonna be gone too.
We can do it, it's up to y'all.
What about May the 28th?
That's graduation.
That's graduation.
Graduation?
Oh, that's graduation. Dadgummit.
We could do it in the morning and then just go straight to graduation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the
No.
27th?
Some of us work.
What about the 27th?
No.
I didn't think, because you got somebody graduating. didn't you?
I do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I didn't think so. That would be cool. All right, well, how about just like,
Well, let me, could I
go
say
ahead, go
something?
ahead.
My best days would be June 3rd.
Is
Because
that-
I'll be away, come home, be away.
All right, June 3rd is a what?
Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday.
That's a Wednesday, that's a Wednesday after the board meeting?
Yes.
You wanna do it in the evening? I mean, you know, we do have people that work.
I know.
And and these people took off work the last
Already.
time to do this. I don't wanna keep doing this because it's getting them, I mean, I don't want them getting in trouble with their bosses.
Right.
I'll
Whoever their
probably
bosses are.
be out of town, but that doesn't mean you can't go ahead and meet.
I'll be traveling as well.
Okay. Let's go back to May.
I think that's better.
Let's go back to May, the week of whatever the last week of May is.
All right, the district is closed on the 25th.
That's Memorial Day, okay.
So the district's closed on the 25th.
All right,
Just for y'all.
okay, all right.
Y'all wanna meet, that's fine with me, but
Well, I don't
that
wanna
might be
take,
hard to get Mr.
I'm
Oliver.
I'm not,
in.
no, we're not taking away your holiday.
How about
ma'am.
May
on
the
now.
20th?
Ma'am,
May the 20th?
what day is that?
A
It's
Wednesday.
That's the week before.
Okay. You wanna do it in the evening?
It doesn't matter with me.
Any Baptists in here that goes to prayer meeting on Wednesday night? Do you go to prayer meeting on Wednesday night?
Okay.
Kids go too.
All right, well, I don't want to interfere with you and God, because
Most of
you might, you need his help.
What about that day before, Tuesday the
Tuesday.
19th?
How about Tuesday the 19th?
I will be away, but I believe I will have access to a laptop computer if it can be YouTubed or however, not YouTubed,
Zoom.
Zoom.
Zoomed, yeah. All right, the 19th, everybody good with that?
We got the band concert in the evening, right, 6
Uh-uh.
o'clock? You got awards day, 6th and 7th grade at 1:30, so I could do the morning.
But
No,
Then that's
because
when
we don't,
everybody
we
will
don't
do
want the working people to have to take another day off.
Okay,
I don't want to do that.
okay.
well, could we go to the band concert and then have the meeting?
What time's the band concert?
I have to look back.
6 o'clock.
We're not gonna have a meeting at 7 o'clock at night. We'll be here all night long.
Could we try the 21st? That's a Thursday.
When's the 21st?
The Thursday.
Thursday.
That's the week before all this
Yep.
other stuff is? All right, what do you think about 21st?
What time we
Works
looking
for
at?
me.
6 o'clock?
How about it, Ms. Bamberg?
The face speaks
I
so
think
much.
that's the seniors, senior night at
That's,
Denmark.
that's senior night.
Is
I'm
that
sorry.
senior
Isn't
night?
that award night?
But we,
I don't know, I think that is.
we didn't talk about Monday the 18th. Is that off the table for a Monday?
I will be someplace where there's a computer.
I can
You
do it
Zoom?
after
Okay.
lunch, but
You're what?
she was saying about Monday the 18th.
How about Monday the 18th?
Six, that's okay with me.
How about Ms. Eccles?
I'll work it out, whatever.
All right, 6 o'clock? 6 o'clock? Or you wanna do it 5 o'clock?
We'll work it out.
5 o'clock, 6
Tell me what
o'clock?
time.
5 is fine
5?
with me.
Yeah.
Five?
Try to do
What
it
about
while-
you?
Yeah, that's fine.
5?
I'll make that work.
Well,
yeah.
you know,
So we're changing it to 5? It's gonna
5, we'll do 5, all right.
Okay.
So 5 o'clock, May when?
18.
May 18th. God, I hope nothing's going on in my house.
You've already had your anniversary, right?
Yeah, I've already had my anniversary. I'm thinking of dental appointments, but it wouldn't be at 5 o'clock.
That's a lot going on in May.
Yeah, I mean, there is, I mean,
Yep.
you know, everybody, especially if you got like family that are in, or graduating or something like that.
Kids
It's like
in school and some of
every
these
night.
awards and little programs and stuff.
Okay, all right, so we've settled that.
Okay.
5 o'clock, May 18th. Thank you. All right, next on the agenda is visitors' comments. We don't have any visitors signed up. So, the next is executive session to discuss employment personnel matters related to personnel recommendations for hire, personnel recommendations for resignation, and discuss matters related to release of students. What's the pleasure of the board concerning going into executive session?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion that we go ahead and leave open session and enter into executive session to discuss employment personnel matters and release of students as you previously stated.
All right, thank you. We have a motion from Ms. Eccles. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Ms. Griffin. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor of going into executive session, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, we're going into executive session. sign. All right, members of the board, I will entertain a motion to leave executive session and enter open session.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, ma'am.
I move that we come out of executive session and return to open session.
Thank you. We have a motion by Ms. Hurst. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Ms. Coker. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor of going into open session signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hear none, we're in open session. I'll now entertain motions regarding actions from executive session.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion that we accept the personal recommendations for hire for employees A through E. I also make a motion that we accept the personal recommendations for resignation for employees A through C. And finally, a motion to accept the release of students 1 through 11.
Thank you. All right, we have a motion by Ms. Eccles. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Ms. Griffin. Any discussion? All those in favor of those recommendations signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hear none, and those are approved. All right, next on the agenda is, yes, ma'am.
May I make a statement, please? I regret that we did not decide to try to send at least a thank you card to all our faculty and staff. And, you know, we had talked about it, and then we never even voted, it just sort of disappeared. And I really don't think that, how many, are there about 200 or 300 teachers? There are 9 of us. If there are 200, you might have to write 18 sentences. You know, I think if we did it over the course of the year, we could have it prepared by May. And I wish that we could possibly reconsider this at some point, not in May.
Well, Ms. Hurst, I don't think that's something we necessarily have to vote on. I think if we wanted to agree to do it, and those board members who wanted to participate would participate, and those who didn't for some reason
Well, I'm
not
sorry.
participate, but I'm sure every board member would participate, but it's not necessarily something that needs to be placed on the agenda
Right.
and voted.
Right. I understand that, but I didn't get the feeling that anybody really, even the people that had met together and seemed excited, it just seemed like it just died. And, you know, I really think that perhaps we should reconsider, and I understand that maybe everybody really wants to, but I thought we weren't supposed to act without, like, we're supposed to act as a board.
And that's correct.
Well, do you think that we could have it, if you're interested, maybe we could try to get it together for next year? Or
Yes,
something like that?
we'll see what we can do, Ms. Hurst. Are y'all in agreement with that? That will.
That's a great idea.
Yep.
Is that your comment for tonight? We'll
No,
start with-
actually, you gave me a good idea of another one, thank
Okay,
you.
well, why don't you go ahead and make your comments since you're,
No, I'd like to make it an open session.
well, we are in open session.
Did we already vote?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, we are.
All right, well, okay. I have some really happy news. This is not about a lot of money, but for the first time ever, a senior from Denmark-Oler High School applied for a Westlaw Country District scholarship from the Garden Club of South Carolina, and she received $500.
Awesome. That is
And
awesome.
it goes to the school, but it's Mackenzie Sanders, Tanya's niece, and I'm so proud of her, but I'm also so proud that the guidance counselor, after I went and told the procedure, the guidance counselor followed up on it. I think that's wonderful. And we also have a recipient from Bamberg Earhart, which is, whom is Lily McLeod. Another, you know, just $500 scholarship.
That's very good.
Congratulations.
I commend them, and I commend their guidance counselors.
Ms. Tanya, since you're sitting beside Ms. Hurstfield, do you have any comments tonight?
Well, my end of the know is gonna be on the Denmark technical students that graduated this past Saturday. We had a total of 12, 3 from Bamberg and 9 from Denmark Ola. And I just want to commend them on an excellent job on what they have done, because they are not only gonna earn their high school diplomas, but they've also earned a college degree, certificate, or diploma. And I just want to call out their names tonight,
Okay.
Because I feel that is very big to me as far as education and them going above and beyond to get these credentials, because it's not easy.
Yes.
So their names are Marvin Deshaun Lee Bryant, Devin Zayden Hammonds, Brianna Renaja Hayes, Melisha P. Johnson, Marielle Jacinth Kimball, Jalea Lovett, Lily Ann McLeod, Keena Odom, Mackenzie Sanders, Trey Summers, DeMarcus Wheeler, and Quinasia Roden. And all of them graduated with honors. All of them. Yes. And they graduated with, again, the majority of them had 3 credentials, or at least 2, and they were in associates in science, a certificate in applied science and general studies, or certificate in applied science and pre-medical.
Great. Thank you, Ms.
Congratulations.
Sanders.
That's great.
That's great. Ms. Coker, we just come around.
That's fine. Since it's Teacher Appreciation Week, I would like to express my sincere appreciation for all the teachers who work so hard and take care of our students day in and day out. And we do appreciate every single one. I know what a hard job it is. So thank you for all of our teachers
Thank you, Ms. Coker.
and our nurses,
Yep.
because it was Nurse Appreciation Day.
Thank you. Ms. Eccles?
I just want to ditto all of what, my colleagues have said. Thank you again to our teachers and our nurses. Everybody just hold on. We are in May. Teachers, we appreciate you. Please, keep your heads down and, make it through. To all the students, please also hang in there. Give your teachers some grace. Give yourself some grace. Do well on all the testing that's coming up. You can do it, and we believe in you.
Thank you. Ms. Griffin?
I'd just like to express gratitude to those who've reached out with various things in the past regarding education, our school district, whatever. And I just welcome you anytime you have a concern. That I welcome you, and I'm so glad that you feel comfortable in doing so, because we want to be that kind of board. We want to hear you. Thank you.
Ms. Bamberg?
Well, I would just like to say happy Teachers Week, Nurses Week, and thank you for all you do. And to our students, continue to stay focused, continue to do your best every day. And the end of the year is coming soon. So finish strong. Thank you.
Ms. Bamberg. Ms. Bunch?
Just want to echo what several of these board members have said. Thank you to all of our teachers and nurses this week as well, particularly since we're celebrating you all. We appreciate all that you've done and are doing for our students. I also am wanting to just give a shout out to all of our graduating seniors. Really excited. This is a really exciting time for them, I know that there's been a lot of work that has gone into this, and we're looking forward to watching you all walk across the stage in just a few short weeks.
Ms. Bloom?
Ditto to what the other board members have said so far. To the seniors, hang in there. Again, congratulations on a job well done. Look forward to seeing y'all during your graduation ceremonies. To the teachers that have won grants, congratulations. Appreciate everything that you're doing for the students. To all the teachers, staff, you're doing an outstanding job, and we really appreciate you. And may the 4th be with everybody.
Thank you, Ms. Bloom. That's the best thing I've heard all day. I was gonna say it, but.
I'm a Star Wars fan.
Yes. Well, thank y'all. I don't really think I can add anything that has been said. It's amazing how quickly a school year goes. When you think that we, a blink of the eye, we were here in August, starting the school year, and now we're winding it up. It's amazing how fast, and I think the older we get, the faster the years go. This is, the most exciting time for a senior in high school, and it's a real exciting time for teachers. But there was something that my mama said to me when I got my high school diploma, and it's something I've always told seniors in high school, is that when you get that diploma, that's something that nobody can take away from you. You've earned that, and you should be proud of that. But it's not the end. We encourage our students to go forth, and whether they are going to college or to tech school or the military or to the work world, carry that pride with you, carry that good character with you, and go forth and do great things, and be all that you can be, because the world is tough out there, and it's certainly tougher now than it was when all of us around here were growing up, and we want our students to be successful in life. I will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting at this time.
All right, we have a motion from Ms. Bamberg. Thank you. Do we have a second?
That's it.
Have a second from Ms. Hurst. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. And we will see you, May 19th, right?
18.
May 18th at 5 o'clock. Thank y'all.